Hello, I'm a fictional character, a combination between a cat and a human. I don't exist in the real world, but if I did, I would probably use cellular respiration to convert food into energy. What do I eat for food? Well, between the digestive system of a carnivorous cat and a human omnivore, I have the latter. My body is capable of consuming and extracting the energy from both questionably sourced meat and also plants. Plants contain energy. The harmless green things that blow around in the wind, they wouldn't hurt a fly. What could they possibly eat to gain energy? Well, plants are indeed living, breathing organisms just like us animals. They do things quite a lot differently. We as heterotrophs need to consume other organisms to source energy, but autotrophs are cooks that make it themselves with a few simple ingredients of water, carbon dioxide, and sunlight. The recipe is called photosynthesis. Cutting into this leaf, we can zoom all the way into a chloroplast, the powerhouse of the plant cell. There's some stuff here, such as a circle of DNA, which hints that chloroplasts used to be their own organisms, but we're really interested in the thylakoids for light-dependent reactions and the liquid stroma for the light-independent reactions. Our adventure begins when a photon of light strikes photosystem 2. The pigment chlorophyll is able to absorb the red and blue wavelengths, reflecting back the green that our eyes see. The energy from the photon gets transferred into an electron, which carries on to power the process of pulling a single proton into the thylakoid. To keep this process going as fast as possible, incoming water is quickly broken into its component hydrogen and oxygen, releasing an electron to replace the previous one. The former high-energy electron, having just spent everything, goes into photosystem 1 to get recharged. From there, it hops onto the NADP positive bus, as well as a proton and another electron, to get transported all the way to the Calvin cycle. Meep meep, vroom! Still in the thylakoid, however, an excessive number of hydrogen ions have been building up due to the splitting water and proton pump. The large pancake would inflate and explode if this was left unchecked, so an escape route is granted. Whoa, that's a little too fast. Perhaps such desperateness can be put to use. There, ATP synthase now converts this velocity into approximately 350 rotations per second? That's 21,000 RPM. Wow. Anyway, this rotating shaft drives the process of combining adenosine diphosphate with an inorganic phosphate to create adenosine triphosphate. The amount of energy stored in this new bond of a versatile molecule makes it the universal energy carrier within cells. Now, having generated some NADPH and ATP, these float off into the chloroplast's stroma to aid in the next step of photosynthesis, the Calvin cycle. Now, how do I present this? 3 carbon dioxide and 3 RUBP. Rubisco combines to show 6 phosphoglycerates, 6 ATP and 6 NADPH. Add in their takes to make 6G3P1 goes. This is looking good, but how do we regenerate? Remaining 5G3P transform with 3 ATP. Teacher shows their glee cause we're back at RUBP. That was fun, but I'm not doing that again, so I'll just tell you how this cycle runs twice to get the 2 molecules of G3P that combine into glucose. Photosynthesis done! This leaf has successfully used the power of the sun to convert 6 molecules of water and 6 molecules of carbon dioxide into 1 molecule of tasty glucose and also 6 molecules of completely useless oxygen. Oxygen. I personally love this stuff. One organism's trash is another's treasure. In fact, the plant loves my own useless carbon dioxide. Let's take a minute to appreciate this beautiful relationship that has evolved over billions of years of evolution. I need the glucose to power cellular respiration. This next section within my own body is a lot like photosynthesis backwards, ending with the electron transport chain instead of beginning with it. I'll represent most stuff visually to make this video a bit shorter. Starting in the cytoplasm with glycolysis, Two ATP molecules are used to break one glucose molecule into two molecules of pyruvic acid, also known as pyruvate. The energy released gets absorbed by four ADP and two NAD positive molecules, which we'll come back to later. For now, this pyruvate migrates into a mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell, and gets trimmed a little before entering the Krebs cycle with the goal to extract even more energy. It joins with a 4-carbon molecule to create citric acid, then bonds are cut one by one to squeeze out as much battery juice as possible into the electron carriers of NADH, ATP, and FADH2. One glucose produces two pyruvates in glycolysis, so we'll speed through the cycle one more time. Ah, look at all those vehicles. I'm sure they'd be playing an amazing song if I actually gave them horns. Alright, chop chop, the cell needs its energy in the form of ATP. Everyone not labeled ATP, come with me. We're going across the mitochondrial matrix to the inner membrane where the electron transport chain is located. The plan is once again to create a concentration difference in hydrogen ions and let the process of diffusion power ATP synthase. Because there's no longer any sunlight or photosystems to charge electrons, the proton pumps operate from the energy carried by NADH and FADH2. The low-power leftovers get dumped into water, which is the whole reason that cellular respiration requires oxygen. Thank you! Look at all this ATP I have. I wonder what fun prizes I can spend it on. How about legs? Make me walk forwards. Alright, nice. Could perhaps be a bit faster. These steps of glycolysis, the acetyl-CoA reaction, the Krebs cycle, and the electron transport chain run continuously as long as enough glucose and oxygen are supplied. Seeing as how this is an animated cartoon where anything can happen for any reason, though, I'm pretty sure I will be A-okay on that front. It feels like something is short-circuiting. No, literally, with all the aerobic processes that rely on oxygen clogged up, the pyruvate from glycolysis starts getting fed back into the same system to keep the meager profit of 2 ATP afloat. The required ATP can be sourced from elsewhere, but NAD positive needs to be around, so pyruvate yoinks the hydrogen and electrons off of NADH for itself and becomes a lactic acid. Glycolysis has been saved, but this acid slowly accumulates as demand for oxygen persists above supply. When it does return, the liver is able to add oxygen and convert it to the storable form of energy, glycogen. Phew, that certainly was an interesting journey. I think I'll just stay a 3D model for now.